Folks, welcome. This one is for you today, this weekend, tonight, whenever. This is So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey. This is your pal Ryan, and I've got a special surprise. Somebody wants to say hi really quick. We're in New York right now. Bill Bailey, come on into frame here.
Yeah.
Oh, ow. So the mic can pick you up right here.
Okay.
Say hi to everybody.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're in New York. We just had a lovely dinner. It's been
really
a long
nice.
day.
Yeah, long day.
And now I have to sit here and recap this stupid show for these people that don't even need it. This is out of my own sickness.
Yeah, I misunderstood Vanderpump Rules for Summer House.
Yeah. By the way, he goes,
How
"Did that
embarrassing."
girl still need sandwiches?" And I'm like, "You're talking about Lindsay, Dad." He's like, because I turned on Vanderpump Rules, and he was like, "Oh, it's Shay. Hey, does that girl that wants sandwiches? Is she still on this show?" I was like, "No, come on, Dad. Be a man. That's Summer House."
That was years ago.
Listen, it is my birthday today, and
Tomorrow.
they'll hear this tomorrow.
Sorry.
But I'm spending the time with these guys, recapping Vanderpump. That's a good way to start your birthday. But Dad's going to bed, but I wanted him to say hi really quick.
Hey, really hi. Love you guys. Take care. And thank you for supporting Ryan. He's a good guy. Love you.
Bye. Okay, Dad's in bed. I can start recapping this horrible, horrible show. This horrible, godforsaken show. What are we even doing with our lives, folks? Are you kidding me? My goodness. It's just hey, I'll tell you this. I don't think Ariana and Tom are ever getting back together at this point. What if I'm the guy that confused Tom's redemption season as like that he was going to apologize to Ariana and try to woo her back? Can you imagine? Hey, the reason why I haven't left the house because I thought we could like work it out, dude. Like I thought we would bump into each other in our home gym and maybe do the treadmill together, dude. Like go to one of my singles pool parties, but like you'd be my date because oh man. Okay, folks. I love it. Like I love that when you get to this point in a Vanderpump Rules season or any kind of Housewives season where you the contentiousness within the cast, and especially of course this season with Vanderpump Rules, but it's like I just want to remind everybody, myself included, we're great, man. We all get along. We don't need to listen. At this point, we can even wash our hands of all of this mess. We're not personally involved. You know what? It's like follow your favorite sports team, sure. Support your favorite people, man. I am so team Ariana. I love Katie. There's elements of most of these cast members that I agree with. But at the same time, we're good. We're good. Me and you, we're good. We can sit here and laugh about it. So let's try to laugh about it because if you really look at it through a different lens, this shit is ridiculous. This shit is bananas. Bananas. Did I spell that correctly? But just consider this a big caution sign for your own life. And don't open a bar with your best friend. Also, when you get into your 40s, don't move. don't even. The fact that Schwartz, you can even see it going in his head of like, maybe I should live with Sandoval. Maybe that's what we were always destined to do. It is wild. And this is the other thing, success, money, none of that stuff matters. It is, you just see how miserable some of these people are. And it's just wild. I just can't wait for this season to be over. I said this week, yesterday's episode, I said I was so bummed out that watching this episode because I thought this was the penultimate episode and next week was the series finale. And then it came to the preview because they're going to San Francisco next week, the home of Rice-A-Roni, and it didn't say the season finale. So I guess they're going to make that a two-parter because I know the season finale was supposed to end at the Kyle Chan party because Ariana walks off. Tom has that scene with Scheana, which we see in the mid-season trailer. So now I realize, like, how many more episodes do we got, man? So at the end of the day, just remember we have each other. We can lean on each other. It's okay. Listen, I'm very passionate about this show. I'm very passionate, just like we all are. But at the end of the day, I was like, oh man, hey, I'm not these people. We're good. Let's make some silly ha-has, make some points. And yeah, man, Lala, talking out of both sides of her face at a point. I did the news story on yesterday's podcast about her crying on an Amazon Live. This is how intense this show is. She's going on an Amazon Live and crying. What? going on an Amazon Live and crying. Whew, it is a lot. And I try to be as nice as I can. Like with Sandoval, it was just, I've explained this till I'm blue in the face. Like that one, I just idiotically didn't see coming. But, I just, I don't even know. I, I, I I try to be nice with all of these people, but sometimes it's hard because you're seeing such idiotic behavior and the show encourages idiotic behavior. I mean, listen, the Valley right after it last night, which I said I enjoyed the Valley more than I did Vanderpump Rules. And the Valley is just as dark. It's just that we are not like Michelle and Jesse Lally. I'm meeting them for the first time. I'm like 6 episodes into meeting that couple. Imagine if I knew that couple for 6 years. I'd probably see so much more invested, but I can actually weirdly enjoy it because I don't know. I don't have any skin in that game. But we've been following these Vanderpumpers for 11 seasons now. 11 flipping seasons. How are you? How are you guys, by the way? And how bizarre is it that I'm going to spend the clock's going to strike midnight here, and I'll be spending my birthday, the beginning of my birthday, with you guys. You guys, my true family. If you like this podcast, please consider rating it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Patreon, what up, baddies? How are you guys doing? You have access to like 450 plus episodes over there that haven't hit the main feed. If you want to join there, do that. And I think that's it. Let's try to enjoy today. And then I'm going to try to enjoy tomorrow, my birthday. Now, the Valley recap will probably come on Saturday because I am bone tired right now. Is that a word, bone tired? Well, I feel bone tired. And we got a day of activities, and I want to try to have fun and not worry about a Valley recap. So that'll probably come out Saturday, but try to listen to it if you can, because I got really excited watching that episode. So I'm really excited to recap that. Special thanks to Juliana Carosa, who took the notes on these Vanderpump. Juliana, I mean, I think we're both pulling our hair out at this point. And especially at the end with that fight scene, it was so intense. I mean, Scheana trying to be a good friend to Sandoval, and then Sandoval turning around and going, "What up, dude? Well, you cheated when you were 21 years old, dude, with Eddie Cibrian, dude." This guy cannot save himself. Like, I mean, this guy has so many opportunities given to him, like on a silver platter, and he still finds ways to like muck it up. He still finds ways. Like, he wants people to apologize to him, and it is so bizarre to watch. It is almost getting to a point where it's comedic, because we do know Sandoval is gonna, he's going to land on his feet. He's already landing on his feet, of course, at a higher percentage rate with the banks, but it's interesting. Also, something about her, we talked about this yesterday as well. If you didn't listen, May 22nd, I believe, is the opening date for Something About Her. And that coincides with like what I imagine to be probably either the finale of the reunion or the second to last reunion. It'll be open the next day, which is like perfect in terms of PR of it all. But Something About Her, it is just very funny. It's like all these things that Ariana said throughout the season, you might not have liked how she said them, the package that it was delivered in, but she was honest. Everything that she said has been true about getting an actual offer for the house, about not getting screwed out of the money that she put into that thing. And it is very interesting that every week as it goes on, you're like, oh, yeah, she was right about that, or she was right about that. Katie Maloney, the same way. You might not like the package it's delivered in, but at the same time, I feel like you kind of see that Katie was right about a lot of things. And I think that almost makes people mad, which is so bizarre. To me personally, it might not be bizarre to you, but it is to me. And then Brock, this week we got Brock. Brock, they're really investing all of a sudden in Brock as a character. So season 12, it's the season of Brock. It's me, Brock. You're going to hear my backstory. I was a pig farmer wearing little bungee smugglers. I know we see Brock a lot of the times in his little bikini, his little, somebody sent me a note that I was calling it the wrong thing. Budgie smugglers. But I think Brock just freeballs. I think Brock, like, there's a scene at the beginning when he's just like lounging with his friend and talking. I'm like, there's no way this man isn't wearing underwear right now. This guy is freeballing. You can just tell. I like my nuts out. I feel very confident. I'm a confident man with my nuts out. Also, a reminder for people that are still new to the show, I realize that Brock is not a little leprechaun. I just do not know how to do his accent, and I barely know how to do an Irish accent. So we're just gonna work with what we got. Also, the Sheena Katie Chili's the Chili's martini commercial, I gotta say, pretty funny. Like Katie Maloney delivers a pretty funny line. Sheena's, it's kind of a go check that commercial out. Tell me if you like it. Okay, let's just get right into this thing because I don't know how much energy I got in me talking about these Vanderpumpers. Oh, you know what I will say? So I'm such an idiot. You know how I love David Sedaris, the author, but I love David Sedaris's writing, but I also love his audiobooks because his voice just comforts me. And I love his voice. And I ran out, I re-listened to every David Sedaris book this year, just from the library. I got every one, and I ran out of David Sedaris books. And I've now read them or listened to them multiple times, but it's just one of those comforting things. I will say, and this is no surprise because we all love him, but Danny Pellegrino has 2 books. And I listened on the plane, I listened to his first book, How Do I Unremember This? I've already read that book, but I listened to it, and it is very comforting. And it's exactly why I wanted to do this show. It's just the love of pop culture, how pop culture has shaped me, how it's shaped us. And sometimes that's why I kind of can't wait for Vanderpump Rules to be over so I can get back to just talking about general pop culture, about the things that I truly loved, about the weird things that I grew up with, about my love of MTV, about the show Next, about Rock of Love, all of these things. And sometimes you get like myopic vision when you're covering Vanderpump Rules when there are so many other things. But I was listening to his audiobook, and it was just so comforting. And I think Danny is, I mean, like I said, this is an obvious thing that we all feel, but he's just a little piece of magic. And you don't want to gas him up too much because I know he has, his own issues that he deals with, that he's very open with. But I got to tell you, it is interesting. Listening to that book today really did something to me, even more so than when I read it a couple of years ago for the first time. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. But it just reminded me of, when we're fighting about this shit, when we're like in the gutter fighting over our favorite characters on reality shows, I try to remember the things that I truly love. And that's Batman. I love Batman. I love a good Mariah Carey song. I love, there's so many things out there to love. And so sometimes when we get all negative about this shit, at a certain point, we got to wash our hands of it and go, listen, I ain't Lala. I don't have to live her life. I don't have to deal with Randall Emmett. I mean, we all have our own Randall Emmets, right? But I don't know. It's just something that I was thinking about really quickly. But thank you for being here. This is Vanderpump Rules, Season 11, Episode 13. This is entitled Jax Attack. And that's, of course, because Jax does do a siege of Tom Tom. He holds it hostage. This is Jax Taylor. You give me all the money in the tills right now. Where's Peter? Is Peter over at Sir? I would love that. And the only way you can identify that it's Jax is that there's a bald spot in the back of his head. That's why the Valley, I keep thinking about Jax admitting that he has a bald spot. I had a nightmare about Jax's bald spot last night. And the fact that in the Valley, he literally gave a speech where he said he went into the garage and found black spray paint and painted it in. And then Brittany backed him up on the story like, he did. He really did that. What the fuck? You got to call somebody then, man. That is time for therapy. Listen, I've done some real boneheaded things in my day. I have never, you know what? I'm not going to say, listen, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably would do the same thing, but it's alarming, right? If somebody spray paints their bald spot with actual spray paint, like there's so many things that are wrong with that. So many things. It reminds me of the story that I've told you guys before. And this is going to be a surprise of no one to new listeners, I was a bedwetter. Yeah. I was a bedwetter, secret shame, lived in slumber parties were the worst. It was the worst. Because the thing is, you'd always want to be invited to slumber party. And if you were a kid that always felt weird, you didn't get invited to a lot of slumber parties. But when you did, I remember the one in particular, I think it was Eric Secor's. And I was petrified because I'm like 7 or 8 years old. I know I have a bedwetting problem. And I was like, what the fuck do I do? And what I did, this is very Jax Taylor, but in my defense, I was 8 years old, not in my 40s. But I was like, okay, I have to sleep at some point, right? Everybody's going to have to go to bed. I had 2 options: stay up all night, and just that way you're not going to wet the bed because you're up. But then I was like, that's not realistic. So I was like, how do we fix this? And so what I did was I took my dad's Scotch tape from his office and I took it with me to the slumber party. And before we went to bed, I went to the bathroom and I Scotch taped my wee wee. I Scotch taped my wee wee because I legitimately thought if I put tape over the urethra, if I put tape over the urethra, that it would hold the water. That it would hold the water. So I was like, look at me, fucking Bill Gates over here. And sadly, I was completely mistaken. It did not hold the water. I did wet the sleeping bag. And I wake up before the other kids and I'm like, oh shit. It was just a mess of like wet Scotch tape. And luckily, his mom was up and she was a really nice lady and she took care of me. Sorry, you guys. This is the way I want to go into the next year of my life, by telling you about my chronic bedwetting stories. Anyways, Jax Tack. The description the cable company gives us. Sorry. I can already hear people, what are you laughing at? Stupid. Okay, DJ James Kennedy hosts a brunch at Sir with former frenemy Jax. Sheena and Brock confide in their friends about their marriage woes. Schwartz and Katie take another step forward in their post-divorced relationship. That's another thing, man. Everybody's like, oh my God, Schwartz and Katie, it's so cute that they're like, the way they're flirting with each other. Like, I ship them. No, like, no. I'm like glad they've gotten to a place where they can like joke with each other. But I also think it's like kind of creepy that they're like, hey, this 23-year-old girl we were both after is kind of brought us closer. Like, no, I'm glad you guys are getting along, but like, I don't ship it at all. I'm sorry. I'm just tired. Previously on Vanderpump Rules, we had Jax earlier in the season walking into Tom Tom. Well, it's me, Jax motherfucking Taylor. Everybody's like, hey, it smells like spray paint in here. Don't worry about it, man. I've got a full head of hair. Schwartz is like, oh my God. And then Jax to Sandoval goes, yeah, I want the best for you, man. And Sandoval's like, likewise, dude, likewise. Jax is like, can I give you a hug, man? Can I give you a hug? 2 bros that have made so many mistakes in their lives, giving each other hugs after a lot of things where they hated each other. But then Jax was like, oh shit, I got to pay bills and the valley's happening. So yeah, man, let's hug it up. And then we go to this scene where James is like, it's our dog now, Hippie, if we want it. It says property of Lisa Vanderpump, but he's mine. I love the symbolism of Hippie the dog. I mean, this is like Benji the Hunted, like Hippie the dog is, and James's attachment to Hippie is beautiful. But also when we find out information about that he sleeps with Hippie over Allie, I'm like, there's some gray area there. There's a little bit of gray area there. Then we go to the scene of Lala seeing Graham, Hippie, aka Hippie, with James. And Lala's like, is this a joke? And little Lala's like, what the fuck? And then Allie's like, no, Graham is ours now. And then we go to that scene from last week where Sandoval was like Captain Ahab with the kaleidoscope and the leg knife. He's like, I would consider keeping the house. Are you checking out my leg knife right now, dude? Well, just consider this. If we lived together, you could have access to the leg knife. No, Schwartz is like, don't say it, dude. Don't even say it. If I had a roommate, dude. I mean, sometimes we've always joked, and it's like an easy meme to make about that Dumb and Dumber meme where they dress in like the weird tuxedos. In fact, Sandoval and Schwartz, I think, wore those outfits to like the first BravoCon. And I always think like that's like a dead on easy meme that we've all made at some point in our lives, in our meme making lives. But, um, like at a certain point, you're like, it's not even a joke. Like it's really, it's like Dumb and Dumber. All we're missing is like, and the other thing, you're that Jeff Bridges scene in Dumb and Dumber where he goes to that house and he's eating and his like tummy has to explode and then the toilet's broken. And that to me reminds me of Tom Sandoval with his laxative pills. We're like, oh, dude, oh, can you imagine how many like potentially he's broken the Schwartz and Sandy's male bathroom at some point? Oh, dude, oh, dude. Scheana in a scene goes, I have a new song with the 27s called Apples. And that Sheena's so funny, just in the sense of like the lyrics go, went from a Ferrari to a Jetta. I thought you knew better. I've been singing that all week because I just love the beta, Betta instead of Better. Anyways, where we ended last week's episode, Sheena to Sandoval's like, you're not going to be able to hate my new song. And Sandoval's like, you'd feel differently if you went through what I went through and I was writing a song about it. And Sandoval walks away with like his 2-man purses. And Schwartz is like, oh, no, man, no. And Sheena's like, I thought you guys already heard it. Like, it's a bop. And Sandoval mutters, fuck this shit, dude. Fuck this shit. And stomps out of Tom Tom in his Zara woman's blazer that fit. Like, by the way, yeah, he is wearing Zara women's clothing, and like that's LOL. But at the same time, I will give him this. I think he looks great. Tom always, I think, looks pretty good. We have the little silly song where it tells us these are the best days of our lives. Just raise your glasses high. This one's for you tonight. A bouncy song plays. Sitting here looking up at the sky, thinking about all the ways that I made you cry. And we do that like little, bop around to all the cast members. We have Lala and her brother Easton. Now, Easton here, this is pre-dreadlock Easton. He was, you could tell, growing his hair out. Lala's brother, I believe, hosts her podcast with her and the girl Jessica. And I will say, Easton and Jessica, I don't listen to her podcast as a whole, but I've been sent clips. And it always seems, every clip I get sent, like Easton, her brother, and Jessica, like Lala will be like, am I crazy? And they'll be like, no, you're exactly right. Like, you're dead on right. I never get sent clips where anybody like pushes back at all, which is probably makes for I don't know. Anyways, Easton and Lala are at this non-liquor liquor store, and that's it. There's nothing really here. It's just like, we're here. And I'm like, oh, cool. And then the song continues. Yeah, life goes by on the television. Take me to the beach because I want to dip in. Days go by and the plot thickens. Take me to the beach because I miss the feeling. And then we pop over into Katie Maloney's and she's busy misting the houseplants. She's like, what's up? It's me, Katie. I'm taking care of you. And she's plucking dead petals from the floral arrangement. And then we just continue on. It was like, that's it. And then like, yesterday's gonna take me by. And then we go over to the dungeon, Tom and Ariana's modern day farmhouse in Valley Village. And Ariana is on FaceTime with her boyfriend, Daniel, who we're finally going to meet in the flesh next week on Vanderpump Rules. And she's on FaceTime with him. And Ariana's like, what are you doing? And he's like, folding my shirts. I got to fold my towels. You know how I fold them very specifically. And Ariana's like, well, that's very organized. Do you want to come organize my stuff for me? And Daniel's like, I would need like 4 days for that. And God bless Daniel. Like, I feel like Daniel, you need probably at this point a year. Like Daniel's like, are you fucking, it's like a bomb shelter. Are you kidding me? Daniel's like, listen, I'm up for challenges, but that might be above my pay grade. Ariana pauses and whispers, I hear footsteps. And we see Sandoval like dash around the corner. Like he's like, oh, dude. And Ariana whispers into the phone, scared. Oh. But it's kind of nice because I kind of like that Ariana has this dude. And I kind of like that I personally, and maybe you guys don't like this, but I kind of like that she's keeping something private because I think after something so public, you would want to keep something so private. It's not like when Lala hid Randall. Like, we know she has the boyfriend. We know who he is. We're going to see him. But I like that it's not a storyline. I like that she's keeping something for herself. That could just be me. Anyways, more song. It's all too much. Yeah, life goes by on the television. Take me to the beach because I want to dip in. Days go by and the plot thickens. Take me to the beach because I want the feeling. And we glide over to DJ James Kennedy's house in Burbank. We're seeing planes go across the sky. And DJ James is like, hey. And Allie's like, what you doing? And James is in his stew. That's short for studio. He's like, I made a bass line. Kind of an idea there for a drop. Bum, 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 bum. And she's like, I love it. I didn't sleep well last night because of the cats. They're like trying to open the door and just meowing. And outside we hear a voice yell, it's Jax! Yo, James! James! It's Jax! Talk about a home invasion. Talk about like in the middle of the day, you get a Jax Taylor. And I love like Jax waves over the fence and it says Jax, former SUR employee. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But I just want to remind people, you don't need like just how contentious their relationship was. And never did I think I'd see a day where Jax Taylor, it wasn't even James going over to Jax's modern day farmhouse. Jax has come over to hit. Like, that's how the mighty have fallen. Like Jax Taylor has to come and kiss the ring of DJ James Kennedy. He's like, yo, James. And James like, oh shit. Yo, James. And James like, yo. I like guys are such idiots. They get excited about people they hate. Like, these characters have hated each other for years, but now they're like excited. Like, come check out my studio, Jax. Anyways, he's like, what's up, man? What's up, buddy? Look at this. Jax is like, look at this pad, dude. And James goes to the gate. Let me let you in. And Jax is like, hey, what's up? And James is like, I got hipster back. Look at the dog. He's like, hey, wow. I feel like I'm in Palm Springs. Wow. And we just see like 2 lounge chairs and a pool. And Allie's like, oh, I love that. A jet flies overhead. Jax is like, I just noticed an airplane go over. This guy doesn't miss anything, this Jax Taylor. And I was like, yeah, we're like 5 minutes from the airport. I grew up by one, so I'm like used to it. He doesn't love it. What if DJ James Kennedy, all of his mixes now have airplane noise in the background? It's like, that's my airplane noise. Anyways, he's like, listen to this one, Jaxie boy, listen. And he plays the music, and Jax is like, is that what we're playing on Saturday? Yeah. What's going to happen there? Is it a lot of people? And Allie's like, yeah. And Jax is like, Jax is like, is it going to be a shit show, dude? And James is like, it's going to be busy. In the talking head, James is like, Jaxie boy and me have come a long way. Pretty sure the last time, like we were working at SUR together, we hated each other. Flashback to 2016. Oh my God, this to me, iconic scene. Jax is behind the bar at SUR. He's like, if you can't go a day without getting your ass kicked. And DJ James Kennedy's like, because I'm a rock star and you're a bartender. And Jax is like, anybody can push play on a laptop, you idiot. And James is like, you need to take an order, Jax. We need to get more cosmopolitans. Pomptini. Oh. So I can't even do it justice because I respect it so much. James continues in a talking head. He said he wanted to host a night at SUR, and I thought, let's take baby steps, right? Let's do a brunch. That's the baby step. Like, maybe let's just like talk first and see if we get along. He's like, no, not a dinner. Let's do a brunch, maybe even a breakfast. But he's like, he misses SUR, like the dad, like, get me back in the ring. James Kennedy, it's so funny. It's like, that's the whole point, that this show has become just people that barely tolerate each other. So when it pops off, you have like 7 to 11 years of people, like 7 to 11 years of anger that can be accessed at any moment. Like, they all play nice, but at the end of the day, DJ James Kennedy could end any one of these dudes. And the thing is, the other guys on this show don't have like the verbal assassin in them, like DJ James Kennedy and even Lala. That's why at the reunion, when they were like, whoa, with a mustache, they were just going, because that's how they live their lives. The other men in this show don't know how to communicate and string sentences together nearly as well. So it's like an unfair advantage. Anyways, Jax is like, who's showing up to this? And James is like, everyone. My best friend's Katie gonna be there? Jax already throwing in a Katie Maloney dig. And Allie's like, yeah, are you guys actually best friends? Like, Allie Allie's like, I don't really pay attention. And Jax is like, no shit, no. And James is like, you're not cool. What's wrong with Katie? Did you ever think you would also hear a day where DJ James Kennedy was like, I don't see anything wrong with Katie Maloney. I've always loved her. Remember? Do I need to be reminding everybody of DJ James Kennedy and Katie Maloney's relationship? I love that we've gotten to this point, but what a long road it's been. Jax is like, well, apparently she's talking shit. And James interrupts and says to Allie, you need to, don't you have a reading to do, Allie? Please let the boys do their boy things. And Allie's like, okay, well, tell me what he says, though, because I want to know. Okay, I love you. Allie's like, but good to see you, Jax. Bye, hippie. Hey, hippie, do you want to come with me? Jax is like, apparently, Katie, she's telling everybody now that I cheated on my wife. Huh. Is she that pissed off that she can't fuck any more of her ex-husband's friends? So she has to, like, come after me because she can't fuck me or what? Katie Maloney wouldn't fuck Jax with Ken Todd's dick. I can't believe I gave Katie Maloney my dick to fuck Jax. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Oh, Ken, please do not give your dick to Katie Maloney to fuck Jax, please. I've been hanging out with Nick Lane too much. Jax goes, yeah, so Jax is... I love that Jax would ever say a line like, because Katie can't fuck me. Like, Jax, we both know that Katie would just never touch you at all. I get that you're bothered that there's rumors about you, the vemas and the nastiness about you. But the fact that it's like, dude, at this point, just take it. DJ James Kennedy's like, I hope Jax isn't cheating on Brittany. Let's face it, Jax Taylor has a checkered past. And we see 2017, Brittany like, yeah, you did have sex with her? Yeah, it's true. Right in the hell. If both are on the side and they're both telling me something, I've got to go with Katie, right? Just out of like history and trust. Yeah, you would always take Katie's side. And Jackson's like, okay, dude. Okay, brother. Other than that, what's going on for Saturday? What do I need to expect? It's a brunch, Jax. Like, honest, it's like any of your other appearances. You just show up and like take pictures with people. James is like, dude, just like fuck, come to have fun. I don't even know what I'm about to get into. I don't know what my relationship is with Lisa right now. And James is like, I just feel like the respect was broken. Flashback to 2019, Jax in Lisa's face at the very season finale, remember? Was it season 8? Jax is in Lisa's face. He's like, this is why my show is successful. And Lisa finally snapped alive. And she's like, this is actually not your show. It's actually my show, Lisa Vanderpump. And Jax is like, I'm not going to bow down to her because you own a few restaurants in Hollywood. Come on. Ken Todd, like, I'm gonna fucking end you. I can't believe Jack said that about my wife. I'm gonna end him. I'm gonna knock his spark clean out. James is like, well, maybe you should bring some flowers for Lisa to start. Were you planning on that? Be the bigger person, just do that? Huh. Yeah, I could do that. I mean, another plane flies overhead. Jax references the plane. You got to add that into your tracks. And Jim's like, yeah, the opening of my set, just an airplane. That would be awesome, dude. Give me a high five, brother. Next, we visit Scheana in Marina Del Rey. And Sheena's with Summer Moon. Very cute. Sheena's putting makeup on Summer Moon. Like, it looks like Summer Moon has like a better face routine than I do. Like Summer Moon is already knows all of her colors, it's honestly, and I feel like Summer Moon is potentially going to finish the work that Scheana started. Like, Summer Moon will have like a #1 album one day. And at some point you will see Summer Moon sing Good as Gold. It will happen. Like, mark my words. Anyways, Brittany comes over and like, Brittany's here. Oh, what up, everybody? Hi, Summer. Hi, babe. I'm on a new show called The Valley. Will you watch Summer Moon? And Scheana and I talking to us like, I've known Brittany literally a day less than Jax has known Brittany. We've been so close ever since. The fact that we got pregnant at the same time, have kids 2 weeks apart, and I don't have many friends who just get it like she does. I like that sentence can be interpreted of like the fact that we got pregnant at the same time, like almost literally we got pregnant in the same time, the same bed. Can you believe it? Brittany to Summer Moon's like, how's your arm feeling? And Summer Moon's like, I only talked to main cast members from Vanderpump. And Sheena's like, she's going to get another x-ray. In a talking head, she's like, it's like we can both talk about our husbands and the shit they put us through at home. And Brittany's like, are you and Brock gonna have any more? And Sheena's like, I don't think I ever want to be pregnant again because I don't want a chance dying. And Brittany's like, of course. And Sheena's like, are you gonna start trying again soon? And Brittany's like, yeah, this month we're officially trying. And then in the valley, you guys, they do a continuation of this scene where Jax is like, did I say this calendar year? Oh man, I don't know, man. Sheena's like, I feel like when Ocean and Cruz have a sibling, then she's going to start asking. And Brittany's like, yeah, how's everything else going? Good. I just feel like Brock and I have just been like at each other's throats lately. We get a flashback to 4 weeks earlier where Sheena's like, I really don't like you right now. And 12 days earlier where Schwartz to Brock is like, oh, you weren't supposed to say anything. And Sheena's like, no, he was not supposed to say anything. That was not his place to tell you about Katie fucking Max. And then Sheena's like, I think he got offended yesterday because he was like, and by the way, this whole time, Summer is reading her book out loud. It's called Puppy Puppy, which it's a great book. I mean, there's no, it's literally just a good book. It's a page turner. She's like, he was like date night for our anniversary. And I was like, oh my God, we were planning a big thing with everyone. Oh yeah, yeah. And then that didn't work out. So I still thought we were going to do a big thing. And he's like, what? You don't want to just go to dinner with me? And I'm like, no, it's not that. I don't want to go to dinner with you. But I'm like, well, we can do that anytime. And he's like, we don't do that anytime. And I'm like, because we're busy right now. Yeah. Brittany this scene goes, yeah, I get it. Yeah. And we scoot over to the bodega. And guys, we have a scene with Brock and this dude, Luke, Brock's friend. Is this like one of Brock's first like solo scenes without a other Vanderpump character? So Brock is coming into the scene with a lot to prove. He's like, I've got a big scene here. I'm kind of nervous. I hope the audience respects my backstory and my scene and they don't fast forward. Brock goes, I just needed to get out of the house for a breathwork session. Listen, we've learned this from Tom Sandoval. When breathwork sessions start getting involved, that's when you need to worry. Brock's like, I've got to do a cold plunge. Billy Lee said she's going to come watch me get out of it. Luke, Brock's friend, is like, yeah, talk to me, mate. What's going on? Well, I know for a fact that we need to have a nanny to help Erica because Erica is not fully available, and that's okay. And Luke's like, yeah. But she didn't want a stranger in the house. She didn't want a stranger taking care of her kid. Yeah. But I need somebody in the house so that I can step away to go fill my cup. And for the first time through, I was like, fill my cup? Is he talking about like a thirst buster at 7-Eleven? I used to be addicted to those thirst busters with the Diet Coke. And then you could do like, you put a little, what I would like to do, I'd put a little fruit punch in it. You know, I was like, okay, the majority of this Diet Coke, treat yourself with a little top off of Hawaiian Punch. And, you know, I'm a health nut, but I like to treat myself. But he's talking about he needs to recharge his man batteries. He's got to fill, because if Brock isn't full, how is he supposed to be a good father and a husband, you know? And Brock's like, and I think it adds so much tension to Sheena and I because she's providing for the whole family. She's the main breadwinner. And Luke's like, who's Sheena? No, Luke goes, but that's like, you guys knew that coming into it? Luke's pointing, hey, I hate to point out the obvious here. Brock's like, it's probably like the minor of it. I think the biggest one is like, since we sold the gyms, bro, it's been different, right? Oh, man, we're no longer hustling and working our asses off. Brock in a talking head goes, growing up, I thought I was going to be a farmer. And then from being a dairy farmer, I ended up getting a job playing rugby. And then from rugby, it was always just eyes on the horizon. Marrying a reality show person. They show us pictures of Brock through the early ages on the old farm. It's kind of like a Luke Skywalker Star Wars kind of thing, like a whole vibe I get from that. And Brock to Luke's like, but the hardest part is knowing that I'm not bringing home the money anymore. What if Brock went on OnlyFans? Max Boyens is on OnlyFans. Hey, this is Brock. I'm only OnlyFans now. Do you want to see my hog? I grew up near pig farmers, and now I want you to see my hog for $9.99 a month. You're going to see some of the sexiest Brock photos that you can muster. You're going to see everything. My boobs, me and sexy blouses, my pubes and my butthole. Sorry. Bro, sorry. And a talking head Brock goes, but it's not for the fact I'm not happy where I'm at. It's just finding the career, man. It just gives me more of a purpose. I want to improve my life for myself, for everybody. Listen, it's already improving. Last season, I wasn't even on it at all. They didn't want me on the show at all. But then Sandoval happened, and then they come old crying to old buddy smuggler Brock, right? And now I'm here. Brock goes, I'm not living up to the standard that I set for myself. And Luke's like, yeah. Back in Marina Del Rey, Sheena's talking to Brittany. She's like, I feel like, because like Brock, he's like always doing so much to help me. And maybe he feels like I don't appreciate it at times because he's not bringing in a huge income. Brittany's like, has that been hard for you guys? How you're like the breadwinner? And she's like, I think for him, yeah, totally. Well, I know whenever me and Jax were going through that, where I was like making more money for once with Jenny Craig, I could tell that was a shift for him. And we were fighting a lot because of that, alone. And then, of course, the hair loss didn't help. And I think because they are manly men, they could be something. Nobody's ever said I'm a manly man. Manly men, there could be something even if they there's that. Sorry, this is so I'm being really unprofessional today. Let me have it. It's my birthday. They're such manly men that could be something even if they don't express it. And Sheena's like, yeah, I think that's probably what it is too. Sheena and I talking to her goes, I feel like there's all these standards that men and women feel like they have to meet. Like, why can't you be the stay-at-home dad? Why can't the woman go out and make the money? It's like this misogynistic old appeal of how it should be when no, it should just be however it fucking works for you. She can bring home the bacon, fry it up in a pan. She's a modern day female. She's Sheena, bringing in the money and the dough. Brock is watching the baby and showing his butthole for money to blow. Brittany's like, oh, don't start crying, Sheena. Because Sheena's starting to tear up. And she's like, no, it's like my OCD, my anxiety and all that. Like I got on Zoloft for a month and I feel like I was doing so much better. Are you still taking it now? Can I have some? No, because it was making me so tired. I can't be tired every day. Like I need the energy for my kid. Do you think your anxieties have gotten worse since having summer? And she's like, oh my God, like I have postpartum OCD and I don't even know it was a thing. It's so much worse. See, this is the thing. I totally like, this is how Sheena's mind works. So, I've heard people think like this is ridiculous. It's not ridiculous. Do you have any like different mental health issues that we each have individually? You are so damn lucky in this life if your mind works properly because a lot of ours doesn't. And this might sound, like, oh, this is silly or not like, but it's real. She genuinely has very dark thoughts. Her mind goes to insane places. Like I buy that hook, line, and sinker. That's not a bit. That's legitimately how Sheena is. And I think if you accept that, you can have a lot more empathy for how she moves. And I think Sheena is one of those people, I can tell she probably doesn't get a lot of sleep. And I think she worries about everybody and everything 24/7. I mean, she tracks 80 people on her phone. I mean, like, I just think she is concerned all the time for everybody, including herself. And sometimes I think she'll empathize sometimes with the wrong people. But I think listen, I really do think she's all heart. It's just that sometimes it is completely misplaced. But when she's talking about this OCD, postpartum, these are very real things. So sometimes I read the stuff that says like, this is ridiculous. And I have to push back on that a little bit. I think it is very real. I think it's too real. And I think it impedes a lot of the way she lives her life and how she kind of acts out based on her behavior. And you even see how it causes issues with her and Brock because Brock doesn't have the same hangups as Sheena. Brock has his own whole thing going. So Sheena is like, I have so many intrusive thoughts. Like I trust my husband. He's amazing. But it's just like people like make comments about like him and Lala all the time. And this is why it's like, man, they all pay attention to the fan base, to all of us. And I'm sure like it really, that's the thing is that it really threw her for a loop and everybody makes that joke of like Sheena makes it about herself, but yeah, but also she makes it about herself and she does it sometimes where it hurts her the most, where she's literally there thinking Lala's going to steal her man or Brock's going to go for Lala. And at the same point, can you blame her with this group of people? Could you blame her? Like, I don't think in a million years that Lala would touch Brock with Katie's dick, but it's a classy show, folks. And I don't know. I just don't see that happening. But how would you not, after everything that these people have done to each other? Like, it's not out of the realm of possibility. I don't think it would ever happen. But how would you not stay up? Like, if Scheana really was shocked about Sandoval and Ariana, like we all were, I think you would literally stay up all night going like, fuck. What is real, man? What is real? And Brittany's like, why? Because they're close friends, Lala and Brock. And Sheena's like, well, they're like, oh, we see the way like Lala's eyes light up when Brock walks in the room. Like, watch out. And I'm like, I don't think that at all. Yeah, I don't think that at all, Scheana. Don't pay attention to that. I think Lala just has a really nice complexion and she has bright eyes. Like, I've seen her, I've seen her light up like when Randall has come into the room in the past. So I think you're fine. And Brittany's like, no. And she's like, but my brain goes there like a nanny. Could you imagine if your husband left you for the nanny? Like, I just hate that my brain goes there. Yeah, that would suck. And also, us guys are idiots. So yeah, like it all sucks, Scheana. Like it does. Like I'm going to stay up all night thinking about this. Brittany's like, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm married to Jax. She's like, I mean, you're going to get through this. You'll figure something out. And Scheana wipes away her tears. We drive on over to Mel's Drive-In in Los Angeles where Katie, I think it's the one on Sunset. There's one on Ventura, but I think this is the one on Sunset. And Katie's like, hey, what's up? And Schwartz is like, what's up, bub? Wait, what is your opinion? Should we still be using the bub as a term of endearment when you're divorced with somebody? I don't know. It's tough, right? Katie's like, well, I haven't been to Mel's Diner in so long. Katie in a talking head goes, I know I told Tom I wouldn't see him one-on-one, but there's some part of me that does want to have some type of friendship with Tom, having spent so much time with a person and then just becoming a stranger. This is a nice thought. And maybe there's enough time passed because Schwartz really does want this relationship. I think Schwartz can only give so much. And I think that's what he was even saying with the Joe relationship in a sense, which, Joe, my gosh. I will say I miss the kookiness of Joe, but at the same time, after watching her Instagram live and things of that nature, I just feel like she's all the rest. She's just somebody wanting to be part of this reality show circus. Well, it's like, you're here, but it's like, now you're not on the show. So you're going to be going live and then and it's just the natural progression. And I guess get a little shine from it, get some money from it, do whatever makes you feel better, but don't position yourself as above any of these people when you're saying some kind of weird, nasty stuff as well. Anyways, they show us a montage of moments that were actually nice between Tom and Katie. That lasts like 3 seconds. It's a 3-second montage. No, it's cute. Katie continues in a talking head. I just can't quite wrap my head around that. A server is taking their order and they're ordering vegetarian, He's like, can I do a veggie omelet and a milkshake? I'm raw dogging veganism. Schwartz is like, I'm in a really good mood today. Can you see it in my face? But all I can see is like the bleach blonde hair. And Katie's like, well, I'm seeing a lot of things happening in front of me, the hair. And Schwartz is like, do you like it? And Katie makes a confused face. She's like, I don't know. Why? Honestly, I felt something deep within. I mean, that honestly might just be bowel issues, but he's like, I'm dyeing my hair. I'm getting a tattoo tomorrow. If you want to come, you can. Honestly, when I saw the tattoo storyline on the trailer for this episode, I legitimately thought they were getting their tattoos erased. I thought Tom was getting his A off of his, I thought they were getting the A erased, the Bubba. I thought they were removing tattoos, not adding tattoos. Katie's like, so who did your hair? George's like, Joe and Lena. And Katie's like, ooh. And Schwartz is like, I love it. And Katie's like, I saw, was that a hard launch? And they show a threesome photo of Schwartz with Joe and Lena, debuting the blonde hair. Isn't Lena the shop owner that Kristen Doute said Schwartz slept with as well? So he was literally in a picture with 2 women that he slept with. This guy, he's a kissing bandit and also like a kissing people with his penis bandit potentially. But, Joe, by the way, on that Instagram live she did, said that she's like, I don't know why. I don't know why Katie complains about Schwartz's dick because he was very good. Like saying that the sex with Schwartz was very, very good. So thumbs up. And she also said that she I know this is a family show, but she also said she did the oral sex on Tom. So, this is another thing. It's like, you're not even getting paid for this. Like, stop talking. Stop telling us this information. If you want to come back to the show, maybe drop it in the reunion or something, but don't do it on an Instagram live. Like, you talk to Lala. She'll help you try to monetize this. Anyways, Schwartz is like, no, they asked me to post a photo for the salon Joe works at. Hair boss. Katie goes, I said, oh boy. She wrote, oh boy, in a comment, and everyone really got upset with me. And Schwartz is like, I've always been clear. I don't want to date. I've always been clear. I don't want to be married, even when I was married. No, really, I don't want to have a girlfriend. I more or less decided to maybe take a break from hanging out so much. Katie goes, oh boy. George's like, because she said something that really broke my heart. She said, are you embarrassed of me? And it made me feel so sad. Katie goes, but Tom, that's your own fault because you're so elusive about it. George is like, I was, but that was last year and I was in a very weird place. How do you feel right now, Katie? Are you looking for like a life partner or are you just having fun? And Katie goes, well, I'm getting to know people, but more of an intentional kind of way. Like I have zero expectations. And George's like, that's me right now. How was your date with Tori? And Katie laughs. She's like, it was good. And we flash back to that little weird fried green tomatoes painting scene that Tori and Katie had. And listen, the more, like I told you earlier, the only thing, she just looks so young. And I just don't like, what sucks about these things is that it's exciting to be on this show and then it gets on the show and you get a lot of negative comments and she's so young. And so I hope everybody was kind of nice to her. And like, cause I think that could probably be really confusing as a young person, like 24 or younger, all of a sudden having two people in their late 30s after them and then being on camera on top of that. Katie's like, I think she liked me more than she liked you. And Schwartz is like, what? You think so? And I think all of us at home go, yeah, we all think so, Tom. Schwartz is like, she gave me a cheeky little peck on my butt. No, she goes, and Katie's like, that's all you got? That sucks. And Schwartz is like, what did you get? And Katie's like, I got tongue. And that's when I took my TV and I threw it over the second floor balcony. And I have not watched the remainder of the show. That is. Church is like, whoa, you got tongue? Can I see pics? Hey, let's both text Tori and see who she responds to first. Ready? See, this is what I was like. Hey, let's try to like really fuck this girl up more potentially. Katie goes, hold on, just say hi. How are you? Oh my God, Tom, I already sent my text. This is weird. Anyways, camera shows Schwartz carefully worded text to Tori. It's like, hi, Tori. She's. It's next to impossible to make plans while we are filming. Let's let the stars bring us back for number 2. Prayer hand emoji. Happy Sunday. Let's let the stars bring us back for number 2. That's very much, I think, isn't that the story of how the 3 wise men found Jesus? Let's let the stars help us find this baby Jesus. I have so much frankincense and myrrh with me. And Schwartz is like, let's let the stars bring us back. Schwartz, you can also just say, hey, I don't see a future. let's let the global climate see if it'll bring us to. Hey, have you heard about the water, the oceans, and the rising tides? Let's let the rising tides in the earth try to bring us back together. Schwartz is like, I sent it. We're the same now. And Katie's like, we're not the same. We'll never be the same. Schwartz in a talking head goes, I know it's weird, but I think Katie pursuing a girl that I've been hanging out with is her way of saying that I miss hanging out. I think that's our post-divorce language. Whatever gets you off, right? Whatever. Like, I'm fine. But don't do it to like young girls. Like, let's get like above like 28, 29 potentially. But I just love that maybe every scene next season is them just showing up at a random bar and like seeking sister wiving it, you know, like just competing for every scene. It's like, let's meet at Sky Bar and see who can pull the most women every episode. Katie looks at her phone, goes, oh, Tori texted me. Schwartz is like, me too, 129. And Katie goes, 131. Ooh, your text was at the top. So she was just going down the list. And Schwartz is like, yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night. And Katie's like, you're trying to compete with me. And he goes, maybe subconsciously. And Katie's like, you just wanted to have a hair glow up because I had a hair glow up. And Schwartz is like, when was your hair glow up? And Katie touches her hair, goes, hello. And Schwartz is like, I must have missed that. because I think it looks like shit. No, he just says, I must have missed that. Anyways, evening brings us to Brock and Scheana, dressed very nice for their date, walking into Barton G Restaurant. Barton G Restaurant is this, it's like fun with food. It's like really expensive, really pricey, but it's like for adult kids. It's, it's a whole thing. Brock holds the door for Scheana. Very nice. Reservation for Davies for two. I wish Brock would like tell the people like, she's the breadwinner, but I'm taking her on a date. Even though she'll put her credit card down, we put it under my name. I hope you're okay. I want to be on the up and up with you here at Barton G. Anyways, Brock's like, no phones, Scheana. Phones need to stay on the table. Yeah. Brock's like, I got a new shirt today. Have you noticed in the Vanderpump Rules after show, Brock literally seems like he shops with Tom Sandoval. Like he goes with a lot of like see-through girl tops because Brock very, good body, obviously. Why was like good body? Good body, obvious. Hey, as a family, we can all agree that Brock, good body. But like it's a lot of nipple play with his outfits on the after show, I feel. Sheena's like, you look very handsome. I saw you getting dressed looking at that juicy booty. Ooh, I'm a Juicy Brock. Smooth over, Juicy Joe. It's Juicy Brock now. And then Scheana goes, I did bring some toys to the hotel room. And Brock smiles. He goes, anyway. Like, what does that mean? Like, juicy booty? Like, I did bring some toys? Like, I'm gonna do weird things to your juicy booty with toys. Scheana, please. I know you're the breadwinner, but it doesn't give you permission to put in all sorts of things in this juicy booty. It can take a lot, Scheana, but please, I'm begging you. It hurts back there. Please. So I'm probably not gonna even release this. Because we're good as gold. Ow, it hurts, Scheana. Because we're good as don't, Scheana, don't gold. Anyway, Sheena's like, I'm really looking forward to our anniversary tonight. I feel like we've been at each other's throats lately. But when I made this decision to marry Brock, it was like, this is my person for life, she says in a talking head. Also, I want to point out, this is the scene in the mid-season trailer that they had this scene where Scheana was like, Scheana said something to the effect of, I don't think you're my forever person, or do you really think we're going to like go the distance? And they must have cut those lines out because do you guys remember that? I know I'm not making it up, but like, so that's interesting, right? Anyways, the server's like, hey, you're creeping a lot of the staff out here. So mind if I intrude for a gin and juice presentation here? This also reminds me of that scene. Remember back in the day when Scheana and Shay, I think they were celebrating their anniversary or something, and they went to that place and Scheana saw the specialty cocktail menu and she was like, I want to get 2 of everything. I don't know why that sticks in my head. Anyways, he wheels out a street rocker contraption and sets it on the table. It has cassettes and shining disco lights, and Sheena's bouncing to it. However, we're not hearing what it's actually doing. And Sheena's like, wait, so I can't vlog tonight if I can't be on my phone? And Brock's like, no, we're just going to be here for tonight. That's Scheana, man. She's always like thinking what she can vlog. This would be good on the YouTube. How can you not love Scheana? I mean, I know, like, listen, I don't agree with some of the moves, but like, it just, so Scheana, suddenly Scheana. Scheana continues on talking head, but in the off chance that the shit hits the fan, I've got the prenup, so I was smart this time around, but I honestly don't even know where it is because I don't think we'll ever need to look at it. Don't worry, Scheana, your lawyer has it. Brock's like, I have a fucking lollipop on my drink. Anyways, it's technically been 2 years that they've been married because remember we flash back to their wedding in Mexico a year ago, and Scheana tells all the people at the bachelorette party, she's like, it's our 1 year anniversary this week, actually. And Ariana's like, what? Scheana goes, we do need some more like one-on-one date nights and stuff. We're home and it's just us. And after we put summer down, we're rather exhausted and we're at each other. And it's like, you want to go escape and do whatever. And Brock's like, I spoke to Luke about it yesterday. I don't know what I'm doing right now. When I first moved over here, I could visualize exactly what I was meant to be doing. And then I got to me to the front doors of the NFL, the National Football League, and then I didn't make it. So when I haven't been successful for anything and you're the main breadwinner in the family, I know that puts pressure on you. And all I want to do is take that pressure off you so you can enjoy yourself more. And she was like, but you do that. You take a lot of pressure off me. You're so available and present for our daughter. And when I do have to work, and that means the world, like put the sports ego and manliness aside. And she gets emotional. Like, have you ever thought that maybe this is your second chance at being a dad and you've got to be the best and you're gonna be the best fucking dad to this kid. And Brock's also emotional. He's like, yeah, oh, I can't believe I'm crying. Brock in a talking head's like, it's tough. I don't want to play any pity party, but then when I think back on the parent that I was with my other two. We flash back to 2021 when Lisa's like, why can't Brock see his kids? And Lala's like, he's back. He's backdated on, he owes him child support. And at the reunion, Andy going, you're still not in touch with your kids? He's like, correct. And Andy's like, why? Well, because I respect her enough to follow what she set down, which was pay your child support and prove to me you're a changed man. Brock continues in a talking head, if I could go back and talk to myself, my 19-year-old version, and say, listen, you're going to be a good dad. Stick this out. You'll figure this out. It would be a different situation. Now I just got to continually work on building that relationship with my older two kids so that hopefully one day they're willing enough to bring me back into their life. By the way, season 13 would have brought kids come over. Like, this is a tough one, obviously, right? And we don't want to joke about it too much because it's very serious. And you do think, obviously, the implications of these other two kids that have not known their dad. And we do see Brock with Summer Moon, and he does seem like a great dad to her. I can imagine how painful it is if these kids watch this show and think about, the dad that they're missing. Obviously, we don't know that situation. We do know what he's been open and honest with, and he's been open and honest about a lot. That doesn't wash away any of Buddy's sins, but it seems like, I don't know, it seems like he wants to try to fix this. And the complexity of men, you guys. It's always us men. We're just idiots. Sheena's like, well, I think you're one of the most tenacious, amazing people I've ever met in my entire life. So when you don't see how much that's worth to me, it makes me feel sometimes like we're not enough. And Brock's like, I don't want you to think that I want more than our family. And then the server brings over a big drink with a sparkler on top. And Brock's like, I love you, honey. I do think we need help. I want to have a conversation with a therapist and do like a couples thing because I see that on a lot of reality show storylines and I think it's our turn. I will say, I know they're not looking to put Brock and Scheana on the Valley just yet, but what they're talking about would fit perfectly on the Valley, which is very interesting. And I do wonder sometimes the future of these shows because Vanderpump Rules still a juggernaut. The Valley doing kick-ass, doing great. But it is interesting. Vanderpump cannot hold the weight of these people growing up, or is it really just meant as a landing pad for people that make the most horrific life choices ever, a la Sandoval? It's at that weird point. And I think even the production of this show thought this show was going to end 2 years ago. So the fact that it's still going, I mean, they're at a crossroads. I mean, they can phone it in for the next 2 seasons and it'll still air. But really, people are dealing with real issues and this is one of them. But are we interested in seeing this story? That's a question we have to ask ourselves. Anyways, Sheena's like, okay, yeah. And Brock's like, we'll get there. I love you. And she's like, I love you too. And then a bouncy song plays for a bright and bouncy day. Come on now, let's get to it. Come on, y'all. Show you what it's all about. Show me what it's all about. Pass the time. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. Don't lose it. And Schwartz is driving his white convertible Mustang around town and finally wheels it into Sandoval's driveway. And Schwartz calls him on his phone. He's like, yo, Show Pony is here. This reminds me a little bit of Good Will Hunting a little bit with Ben Affleck when he would pick up Matt Damon for work every day. And he's like, just one day, I want to come to pick you up and you're not here because you're so fucking smart. Good Will Hunting, you're so smart. But it's not that because Sandoval's not smart. Anyways, Sandoval's like, let's do it, dude. And Schwartz is like, come settle up. And Sandoval's like, all right, dude, just putting on my leg knife. Seconds later, Sandoval pops out of the car and hops over the side into his seat. Boys just being boys. Schwartz is like, let's go, baby. Ready? Sandoval with a straw or a cigarette hanging out of his mouth bumps fists with Schwartz and they zoom off. They crank the volume with Geronimo playing by Dean J, Taka Stanley, Alice Finch, and Jim Lord. They both hop and bop in their seats. Just 2 white boys doing their thing. Sandoval has his aloe hat on backwards and Schwartz is wearing bright red sunglasses. This is like Coachella in one car. Schwartz is like, you gonna get tatted up? And Sandoval's like, hell no, dude. And Schwartz is like, well, that surprises me because I pretty much think you love making bad decisions. He doesn't say that, but that's how I picture. Anyway, Schwartz in a talking head goes, this is not a midlife crisis. This is a midlife revival. Whatever you want to tell yourself at the end of the day, right? Hey, let's let the stars decide if this is a midlife crisis. Sandoval in a talking head goes, it's kind of like a trashy midlife crisis. The music plays. Yo, they keep on bringing me down like Geronimo, Geronimo, hitting the ground like Geronimo, Geronimo. It's picking me up like Geronimo, Geronimo, and dusting me off like Geronimo, Geronimo. They arrive at Tat Logic and park in front. This place looks like inside, it looks like all steel. It looks like a place where like Terminators go to get tattooed. In fact, like the space is so big that I'm like, why doesn't Tom Sandoval try to get his band to practice there? It must be cheaper than the studio that he's rented. They both jump out of the sides of the car without opening their doors because they're ballers, shot callers. And Schwartz is like, hey, how you doing? I'm Tom. And the tattoo artist is like, Rusty. And Schwartz is like, Rusty, this is Tom as well. And Sam was like, hey, Rusty, Tom, nice to meet you. Have you seen my leg knife? And Rusty's like, nice to meet you, Toms. They show us a black theme, clean, barely their shop. It's just equipment. Schwartz is like, I feel like this is also the place where like somebody knocks you out and then all of a sudden you wake up and one of your like kidneys are gone, and they sell it on the dark web. Schwartz is like, nice shop. This is, whoa. And Rusty's like, thanks so much. I actually got the stencils ready. Sam's like, oh shit, what are you getting, dude? And Schwartz is like, I'm getting Gordo and Butters. I love this. And in fact, I will say, no, all shit aside, I was like, should I get my dog Brooklyn tattooed on me? Like, I honestly was like, that's where I'm like, as much shit as I talk, at the end of the day, just as dumb, all of these people, just as dumb, would do a tattoo of my dog. Totally. Yeah. So like, but also, I know I'm an idiot, so it's just silliness. Anyway, Rusty holds up a drawing with two shaggy heads, Gordo and Butters. They should have like Gordo and Butters' little like poops that they made fun of all season. Sam was like, no way, dude. Maybe I'll do Maya instead of having to cut her up and make stupid jokes about it. Schwartz in a talking head goes, I've actually converted all of my true loves into tattoos. We had a flashback to 2015, Schwartz pulling his pants down and going, I tattooed your name on my ass. And Katie touches it and she's like, oh my God, you did. I was really drunk. And then a flashback to 2021, also Schwartz pulling down his pants. I fucked up. I had to get LVP tattooed on my ass. And Katie looks and goes, oh my God, what? And then Schwartz continues in a talking head, and now I have my Gordo and Butters. I don't know. I think I'm becoming a tattoo guy. This is like a Big Lots of like tattoos on Schwartz. It's just like a bunch of weird things. You're like, oh, hey, what's this doing at Big Lots? a big old urn? Okay, cool. Like that's what his back is going to turn into. Just a bunch of like mishmash knickknacks, but like all with meaning and, probably a good price. And Rusty is, getting warmed up. Schwartz is laying on the table and Rusty's like, let's just dive right in. And Schwartz is like, oh my God, the needle. Rusty's like, ready? And Schwartz is like, that's not so bad. And then Schwartz is like, I love getting tattoos. And Sandoval goes, it's going to be interesting in San Francisco. And Schwartz is like, dude, the whole gang's coming. Ariana's coming, right? I love the whole friend gang. And Sandoval's like, I know. I think we got our teeth. Like, we're thinning together. It's going to be nuts. He's making a joke that wasn't funny. And Schwartz is like, not funny, dude. Not funny. Sandoval and I talking head goes, Kyle Chan, dude, invited us all up to San Francisco because he's releasing a whiskey. Flashback to 8 days earlier at the Good as Gold videotaping. And Kyle's like, we're going to have a lunch party and I'm asking Scheana if she can perform Good as Gold. And Sheena's like, how can I say no? Every season. And I'll never argue it. I could deal with Scheana singing Good as Gold every episode. Sandoval continues in a talking head. It's going to be really big, dude. I mean, there's going to be statues coming in. Statues, dude. It's on an island. You take a boat there, it's like crazy. He's like, they're shipping over the Statue of Liberty. You know that statue from A Christmas Story with the leg lamp? That statue is going to be there as well. Statues, dude. Statues. Schwartz is like, any updates on the house? Dude, yeah, Schwartz, I think we could live together. Whoa. I can't afford that. We could, Schwartz. Dude, the bar almost ruined me. Schwartz in a talking head goes, I just want to make sound financial decisions from here on out. I mean, the last high stakes adventure I did with Sandoval, it's kind of still haunting me till this day. They do an image of Schwartz and Sandy's neon sign and flash it like a scary movie. I will say, I went to Schwartz and Sandy's twice before Sandoval, and it was fine. It was good. And I know, Schwartz is always there. And I will say, in Schwartz is like these guys, even Sandoval, they're the nicest people to the fans. Like Schwartz is always out there, taking pictures with people. Like he's a good mascot. He is. Sam was like, we get a nice, respectable house. I already have a soda gun and beer taps. Everything, dude. Everything. And that's huge though, because, any place that I've looked, usually you do have to bring your own soda gun and beer taps. So the fact that Sandoval's that far ahead of the game, it's like, oh my God, game recognizes game. Schwartz goes, you have a soda gun? Yes. "Oh, all right, done deal." Somebody goes in to repossess, like, hey, we're here to repossess the soda gun and beer taps. Schwartz is like, I knew it, dude. Too good to be true. Sandoval's like, if I can live with my ex, I can. And Sandoval's rocking while he's talking. And then he tips his chair and he slams down on the cement floor. And Schwartz laughs. He's like, that's karma. Ariana got you with that one. Yeah. Okay. And Sandoval stays lying on the floor. He goes, yeah, I'm getting a lot of karma these days. The only thing that was missing was like Billy Lee pops out of nowhere. It's like, Tom, you've fallen. Let me get you back up. The 27 sing Sheena's band, that's karma, that's karma. And then Sheena's voice sings, APPLES, how you like them? Saw you on the internet. You're a hot mess. New scene is with James and Allie walking down the sidewalk, holding hands. And Allie's like, I'm excited for this. And Jim's like, me too. I've been wanting to try it for a really long time. And they arrive at this place called the Face Gym. And these are one of those classic reality show scenes where it's like, we used to do those rage rooms, dinner parties. It's like where it's like a commercial for this place. And they just need a place to have like a scene with like some filler information. And then they can promote their product. And so we're going to skip this. It's just cardio for the face. And James is like, I'm not about plastic surgery. This is all natural. Keeping that jaw structure tight is important. And James continues in the talking head, do I give pretty boy energy? Look, ask my mom. I will say, DJ James Kennedy back in the day, I was there on a See You Next Tuesday. This is years and years ago. And his mom, God love her, she was like, and Sir is so tiny, that little dance floor. It's not even a dance floor, it's a restaurant. And James's mom just stood there right in the middle, like it was like 5 feet away from James, just dancing the whole time, which was very sweet. But I just remember him playing the Vanderpump Rules theme and she's like dancing in the middle. It was interesting. So Allie's like, by the way, did you text Summer or anyone? And they show us a picture of Summer, director of marketing at Vanderpump Dogs, not Summer Moon, unless Summer Moon, got a job all of a sudden. Brock's like, oh, God, Summer's working before I am. Oh, man, I'm so not a man. James is like, Allie, I want to go to the wedding. Let me text people from Vanderpump Dogs. Let me try. But no, if not, I mean. So they're talking about this wedding that Allie wants to go to. And I was like, what is it? Like, you don't trust anyone else to watch Hippie? And James in a talking head goes, Allie and I were planning, Allie Bally, we're planning on going out of town for her best friend's wedding. But Hippie has just come back into my life. Guys' night, he's been through so much trauma. It's not exactly the time to be just finding a fucking stranger to watch him. Okay, let me just put this out here. Let Sandoval watch him for a weekend. Come on, that is an episode right there. Because Sandoval says some choice words about Hippie later, which disgusted me. He's like, what's up, Hippie dude? Huh, you're with me this weekend. Hope you like leg knives. Huh, I'm kidding. But seriously, have you talked to your mom lately? Do you have a cell phone, Hippie? What's going on, dude? Listen, I understand this dilemma about Hippie, but at the same time, Allie let you have Hippie. Like, Allie seems like she's been totally cool. So you gotta find a way to make this work. I understand what James is talking about with the trauma and stuff, but you gotta find ways to like make Allie feel cool too, because she's like been there through this whole thing. Unlike most people would not put up with a dog that you shared with somebody else all of a sudden. Like that's a good thing that she did. James is like, I feel like no one's really going to know how to separate the cats and the dogs while we're away. And I was like, yeah, but I think we could bring him to someone's house. Allie, you also have to give him a chance, James. I mean, he has to. No. There's no more chance. Allie. he's been good, James. I just don't want you to get in the habit of like not going on vacations, not going on trips. It's like we've already made a lot of sacrifices with the cats, like not sleeping with them. It's not good for our relationship. I should just get comfortable sleeping in the guest room so I can sleep with the cats. And then it's 5 years later and we never sleep in the same bed. But we're never going to be able to all cuddle. We're not going to be able to all cuddle. It will never be an all cuddle skate. You know what I'm saying, Allie? And Allie's like, you have to make compromises somewhere. Allie is so much more grown up than anybody in this cast, I feel. James shakes his head. He's like, no, mommy, no. He doesn't even look at Allie. I won't look at you with the face, Jim. No. I do like, because I was thinking at Coachella, did like they bring Hippie? Was like Hippie like side stage near Taylor and Travis? Like, do you think that was like the like Hippies? He's playing like the Karma remix. And all of a sudden, like Travis and Taylor are side stage, and then Hippie's all of a sudden like, oh, no. Sorry, guys. I had to. It's my birthday. New scene, new song. I ain't got no time to waste. Look so fine, I'm feeling great. Pick up the pace, don't stop. We fly over to Schwartz's apartment in Valley Village. Schwartz is talking to his dogs. Gordo, do you want a drink? I've got your face on my body. He pulls out a bag of the cupboard. Oh, sweet potato chews wrapped in real chicken. Hell yeah. You know Schwartz fucking eats those himself too. Song continues. Head in the game and I'm on the ball. Get what I want and I want it all. We pop over to Lala's apartment. She's talking about having 1,400 gray hairs. Great stuff. Let's get to work. Yeah, we run it. Let's get to work. We go over to Ariana's house where she's walking on the treadmill, getting her fitness on, preparing for Dancing with the Stars. I thought that was going to be a storyline this season, but I guess not. Her beau Daniel calls her on FaceTime. He's like, you make any headway on cleaning this place? No. He goes, hey, what have you been doing? And she's like, walking, looking all cute. Thanks. I'm very excited. I get to see you in less than a week. You're going to come to San Francisco with me? And he's like, is that what you want? And she's like, yes, please. Well, he goes, I'll come hang out with you in San Francisco. And she goes, and don't worry, you don't have to like hang out with everybody. I just think it'd be really great if like, you know, when we can spend time, I can be like, and she puts her hands together and lays her face on them. And Daniel's like, just come for the cuddles. And she's like, yeah, they seem cute. And Daniel's like, who is it? And Ariana's like, hello. And all of a sudden it's Tattoo Craig. It's Tom's new assistant. And I swear to God, every time he walks in, it seems like he has like 3 more tattoos. And he's like, wears like those glasses like that are like colored. It's always like new accoutrement. And you can tell like Sandoval's like, oh, dude, I'm so jealous of my new assistant, Tattoo Craig, dude. He's always adding more things to his appearances. He just looks so damn cool. And sometimes I feel like I don't got it, dude. I'm going to go on Howie Mandel and talk about this rather than dealing with Tattoo Craig and telling him I'm jealous. Anyways, Tattoo Craig is like, hey, sorry. What if Tattoo Craig had a tiny lisp, dude? Like, hey, sorry about that, dude. And Ariana's like, I never noticed that lisp. Oh, yeah, I guess it's like part of the job, dude. I just pick it up from Tom. Ariana's like, oh, it's okay. And Craig's like, hey, got to grab things real quick. Yeah, go for it. And Craig's like, hey, do you know how long you're going to be in here? He wanted to get in a workout at some point as well. I'm telling you, man, that place, that gym has got to smell wild. Ariana's like, another 10 minutes? And Craig's like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, not very long. Okay, thanks, Ariana. You're welcome. Wouldn't it be great if Craig also tries to work for Ariana as well? So then you have Anne, the old assistant, and Craig competing for a job with Ariana. Ariana to Daniel on the phone goes, that was the assistant. And Daniel's like, did you hear anything back on the counteroffer that you sent with your lawyers? And Ariana's like, no. But his assistant was like, oh, hey, is it okay if we have the downstairs to meet with the realtor? And then we skip downstairs on another FaceTime call with Ashley and Doug. I want Ashley and Doug to be main characters. These guys, did you see them? They look like they mean business. Real dark stuff. Santa was like, I know you told me too about the place that you had that was like 2 units on the property so I could have a kill room or whatever. That would be cool. And Daniel's like, at least that's moving along. And Ariana's like, I hope so. And Daniel's like, well, I think it will be good for you to get your own sanity. If you can't even rest at home, how do you ever recover? You know what I mean? Okay, I'm just going to say it. This Daniel doesn't belong on the show because he's talking a lot of sense. Him and Allie, they seem like this Daniel seems like he's thinking with a clear head. It's almost like he hasn't been on reality TV before. We don't need this guy. He's thinking clearly. Ariana's like, yeah, I'm kind of getting, and she motions with her hand like it's hot. And Daniel's like you're working out. And Ariana's like, almost. Look, I can say I broke a sweat today. And Daniel's like, oh, Yeah, sure. Because Daniel's like a real gym rat, I guess. Same song picks back up. We run it. Let's get to work. We run it. You better buckle up, strap in, hold tight. I'm a hustler, taking what's mine. Get to work. Now it's Sunday brunch at the old Sir. Lala and Sheena arrive. Ariana arrives. They all sit at a table with Katie and Allie. Sandoval and Schwartz arrive. And Sheena's like, okay, wait, but for real, what do I want to eat? I want some goat cheese balls. Abby. Every time goat cheese balls is said, I feel like Stassi should get some sort of like reimbursement, some kind of residual. Schwartz stops by the table to say hi, and she's like, "Hi, Blondie." And Katie's like, "You really do look like a Ken doll today." And Schwartz is like, "Hi." And Lala's like, "Hey, Schwartzy." And little Lala's like, "What up, bitch?" And Sandoval's like, "How we doing, dude?" And Ariana just looks immediately down at her phone when Sandoval talks. And Schwartz is like, "Hi, Ariana." And Katie's like, "How many terry cloth shirts do you own now?" And she's like, "I want to see the tat. I heard it's not someone's name. It's a portrait this time." Schwartz shows us the Gordo and Butters. It's, it's cute. And she's like, "Oh, that's cute. What if it was of Summer Moon?" And Cena's like, "What the fuck?" Gordo has his mouth open with his tongue out like he just ate one of those weird sweet potato treats. Sir is hopping, folks. This brunch is hopping. It's on fire. Drinks are flowing. Food is flying. Still no Peter. Lisa's like, "Why are we having a brunch hosted by Jax Taylor of all people?" And Guillermo, the manager, I love Guillermo. He's always there. He's like, "I think we are over capacity. That's a good thing, And Lisa's like, "I know, but Jax Taylor's been so disrespectful to me publicly." We flash back to 2 months earlier to the Toast with Jackie and Claudia Usri podcast. And they're asking Jax on the podcast, "What's the point of Lisa on the show anymore?" And Jax answers, just to be there, dude. Sit next to Andy. I think she's a prop at this point." Oh, man. I also kind of agree, but I don't want to say that too loudly. Okay. Also, I've told you guys this many times. This is my dream. This next year of my life, the one goal I have is like I someday want a guest on this podcast that says something so potentially outrageous or on the money that it actually winds up in one of these silly shows. Like that's when I'll know. Like that's when I'll be like, I can retire now. So guys, if you guys want me to stop this show, anybody listening over there at Bravo, please take a little clip of something and just put it on there with my little show logo. I would love it. Lisa's like, "How did this slip through?" And Guillermo's like, "I didn't know anything about it, Lisa." And DJ James Kennedy walks up, "Hello, darling." And Guillermo's like, "How are you?" And he's like, "Good to see you, boss. Hi, Lisa. I'm ready to hop on the ones and twos." And Lisa's like, "I didn't know you were hosting brunches with Jax." And James is like, "It hasn't been an ongoing thing. It's just like something that he's been asking us to do for a while." And Guillermo's like, "Right." And Lisa's like, "Oh, he's been asking you." And Guillermo's like, "Yeah." And James shakes his head, "Yeah." Lisa and I talking and goes, "Jax Taylor has been pretty detrimental about me in the past. And God knows I've given that man many chances." Flashback to 2013, 2015. All of these scenes with Jax at his best where he's like, "Stood up or I'm going to drop my fucking face in your fucking fist in your fucking face, DJ James Kennedy." And James is like, "Don't cross me in front of Lisa, Jaxie boy." Flashback to 2018 at the reunion. Jax going, "I don't give a shit if you have anything to say." And Lisa's like, "Jax, if you're going to talk to me like this, I'm not going to have it. I'm going to have Nick Lane come in and bust your lip right open." And Jax is like, "Am I supposed to just sit here and be quiet?" "No." And Lisa's like, "I can see in your attitude. I can see in your body language. I don't like it." Lisa continues in a talking head, "But if you're going to be negative about me publicly, then why come and have an event at my restaurant?" "Did you know that Jax was doing an event with DJ James Kennedy itself? Can't believe that." Okay. I get the whole storyline, but at the same time, this is one of to me, the fakest storylines. I mean, I understand Jax and Lisa probably do have some beef, but the fact that Lisa, we're supposed to believe she is so unaware that they're shooting this scene, and all of a sudden she's like, "Jax Taylor's coming here." What? They do call sheets for this stuff with like the cat. Like, come on, Lisa knows this. That's the only part of this that I all hated because it's like, no, Lisa Lisa's way better at her business than this. It's not like just this didn't slip through the call. "I don't know, Jax. Just I have no idea." Like that was on Instagram. I remember. Like I was going to show up at a certain point. Like come on, it's ridiculous. Anyways, here comes Jax. He's like stomping around. You can already tell he's like heated. He's like, "Here I come. back to where I got fired from a job I pretended to have in the first place. He's entering Surrey, walks straight in and directly to Lisa's table, and Jack's like, hello, can I sit down? If you have to. Well, I do. I like that. I do need to sit. You have to? I do, if you don't mind. Well, I kinda do. Do you want me to stand up? No, I really don't want you to be here. Why, Lisa? Because you come here like expecting everything to be so cool and cozy. Nobody expects anything at Sir to be cozy at this point. It's a little dated. We need like a refresh. Jackson's like, okay. And Lisa's like, and here you are on a podcast saying Lisa's a prop. She's not needed. She's superfluous. That's what you said. Superfluous. And Jackson's like, I don't even know what that way. Hey, I'm going to stop you right there, bub. I don't even know what that word means, honcho. And Lisa's like, oh, come off it, Jax. Grow up. You've heard the word superfluous. And Jackson's like, everyone knows my education is a kindergarten level. My vocabulary doesn't go that high, Lisa. And James reads from his phone, it means superfluous, unnecessary, especially through being more than enough. And Jax leans into James' phones. He goes, how do you spell it? With an F? Superfluous. Lisa closes her eyes and talks out loud. Oh, kill me now. And Jax is like, oh, superfluous. Okay, I got it now. Regardless, Lisa, we can say this back and forth. Sorry. Okay, she's not needed. I can hit back in the press. The only person that wasn't needed in this show was you. Jack stares at Lisa hard, hoping that nobody sees his bald spot. And Lisa's like, I could have said that, Jack, but I didn't. Okay, so here we go. Okay, let me get my wrestler's voice on. The last 3 years, you haven't checked in on me and my wife. You wrote me off, brother. And Lisa's like, you're such a fucking hypocrite, which was such a beautiful line because I'm like, if you just watch that part from like without even seeing Jax there, you wouldn't know who Lisa's talking about. Lisa could have been talking about anybody. She'd be talking to Lala. She'd be talking to a mirror. Like, you're such a fucking hypocrite. Everybody on the show is a fucking hypocrite. Jackson's like, you wrote me off, brother, after 10 years and then didn't even check in with me once. If I said something wrong in the heat of the moment, I apologize. If I said something wrong in the heat of the moment over 8 separate seasons on this show, I apologize. And Lisa's like, Jax, I wasn't going to say anything. All the shit you talked about me, I wasn't going to bring it up. But when you're putting your name on a flyer about my business, I'd be remiss if I didn't say something to you. What the fuck does remiss mean? James, what is that? Remiss, R-E-M-I-S-S. He just starts, what's a fucking flyer? What does that mean, a flyer? I can't fly, Lisa. You know me. I'm on the ground, brother. Lisa's like, do you understand what I'm talking about? And Jackson's like, I agree, brother. And Lisa's like, okay, moving on. Well, that was quick. So I'm going to go DJ because people are waiting to dance in a mid-Sunday brunch. And I'm glad. Can I come up there and be like, ho, ho, ho with my hands? And DJ James Kennedy's like, oh, yeah, we're going to do it. I'm glad it's okay for him to stay and stuff. We have a nice day. Oh, my God. It would be amazing if DJ James Kennedy did this Jack rap of like, I got a black wraith. Everyone remember when Jax fucked Faith? Oh, guys night. Lisa's like, take him with you. And Jack's like, can I give you a hug, Lisa? Hey, can I give you a little peck? Can I give you a hug? Because, first of all, whatever you think of me, I don't care. I love you. I do. Jax, it's always the same. He'll be like, you're a fucking piece of shit bitch. And then like 5 minutes later, hey, can I tell you something? I love you. No, for real. Look at my eyes. I love you. Lisa, I miss us. Do you miss us? Sometimes I just think about us. Oh, man. How's Ben doing? Ken! Oh, yeah. How's Ken doing? Really don't see him much. Well, tell that guy I said, hey, I miss him too. How's that Nicolene? I just like Jax. Hey, whatever you think of me, even if you think I'm a piece of shit and I'm like going balding, I love you. Okay? Okay. Jax goes in for a hug. Lisa returns it. Jack's like, I love you. Cheers. Cheers, brother. Hey, Guillermo, shut the fuck up. Lisa's like, I gonna love you too, even though you're really fucking annoying. Up at the DJ stand, Jackson's like, hey, is this how you do it, dude? And he puts on some headphones. Over at the girls' table, Sheena's like, in your jacuzzi. And Lala's like, yeah. And Jax walks up and stares for a minute and then goes, well, hello. And Lala's like, hey, what a blast for my present. How are you guys? We're good. How are you, Jaxie? And little Lala's like, are you fucking balding, old man? And Sheena's like, how are you, Jax? And Jax is like, walking in here is like, Lala's like, welcome home. It's pretty intense, brother. I wish like Jax is like, huh, really, I'm here because I once hid treasure here 10 years ago on a shift. There's gold in these Sir parts somewhere. I was hammered on a mixture of Heineken Light and Coke, and I think I buried it behind an ice machine. Anyways, off to find my treasure. No, Katie in the talking head goes, I'm not a fan of Jax Taylor. Whenever somebody has to talk about how much they've changed or trying to just sell themselves to be something, the less of that they are. I mean, that's too long for a t-shirt slogan, but I think it's in the vein of a t-shirt slogan where I'm like, Katie, Maloney, spitting truth. Jackson's like, Ariana, hey, Sandoval. How about that, right? Anyways, Jax goes, hey, so I'm not a gossiper. And Lala goes, oh, God, you fucking Ariana's like, you're the biggest gossip I've ever known. Are you aware that Schwartz is maybe moving into your home, brother? No. Hey, I'm not much of one of those, like, I don't sit around in a sewing circle talking about bullshit, talking about National Enquirer. I'm not like an anti-lawyer, but let me tell you this, blind. There's a certain other Tom that's going to move in with Sandoval. Can you guess who that is? Is that a good blind item? Flashback to 4 minutes earlier, Schwartz is telling Jax, he pitched me a very indecent proposal to move in with him. And Jax is like, oh, I know where this is going. I knew it before he even said it. I knew it, brother. You're going to move in, aren't you, Schwartz? And Schwartz is like, hold on a second. Oh, my God. Even Jax knows this is a dumb move. And Schwartz is like, it just makes sense. We have bars together. We work together. People think we're life partners. And Jax is like, do you want to get married? It's pretty much the only thing you've left to do, weirdo. And Schwartz is like, cohabitating. Please don't tell anybody. I'm not going to tell anybody. And then Jackson, this scene goes, are you okay with Tom Schwartz moving into your house, Ariana? Are you all right? I can only think about the creepy pool parties. Has he talked about Burning Man yet? Ariana's like, here's what I would love to know. Where's my money? Show me the money. And Lala imitates Sandoval and goes, I've got a bright idea. How about when we get Ariana out, you just take over. Whoa. And Jackson's like, that was a spot on Sandoval. Hey, I love you, Lala. I love you. Ariana, the talking head, goes, listen, once I get what is rightfully mine, I don't really give a fuck. It can be the Mojo Dojo Casa house until the dawn of the next century for all I care. James comes up, hey guys, I'm going to have some people over for a pool party. And Brock's like, I'm dressed for the pool party. And Lala's like, okay, I love it. And James is like, Jax, you're invited too, my new best friend. I'll be there, brother. Are you coming? Yeah, I'm coming, absolutely. And Lala goes, I need to call my husband and make sure it's okay that I come. And Brock pretends to answer Lala's call. Hello, Lala, you're calling me. And Scheana kind of stares at their interaction. It is weird. I'm like, Sheena's like, are you fucking kidding me? Did you see my scene earlier about the OCD and about the paranoia? You fucking idiot. I'm going to take that juicy booty to task tonight. James is making his way back to the restaurant and Sandoval's like, hey, what's up, dude? Killing it out there. Lots of good jams today. James like, thanks. Hey, you want to come to my house after this? We're going to have some pool people over. One last pool shindig of the night. And Sandoval's like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll go, dude. Cool with you, man. Like, I don't wake up being angry. I don't think as men we should let it go to that, right? Have you ever read Jordan Peterson? I was listening to a nice Joe Rogan podcast. Yeah, dude, I listened to that one too. Sandoval goes, it's good that you can recognize that. It's good. And DJ James Kennedy's like, well, you need to recognize how you sound, bro, because it's like, hope it's not like going to be in 6 months like when you look back and say, I sounded like a fool. Sandoval stares at James and shakes his head up and down. Just barely like, he's not even listening to what DJ James Kennedy, he's like just shopping at Zara in his head right now and like thinking, like, how many aloe hats do you think I need for the San Francisco trip? Do you think I should bring my leg knife on the San Francisco trip? Song plays over. Move over. I can't let it slip for you. Everybody running in every type of corner, and all the freaks and mirrors around. I just made that song sound like a fish song. We're at DJ James Kennedy's house in Burbank. Come on in, guys. Now that Jax Taylor's in the living room, we got to take this party out and back. And Allie, Ariana, Katie, Sheena, and Brock are all there. And Jax is like, thank you. Listen, I got a babysitter. My wife's at home. Ha ha ha. Pull my finger. Everything's happy. Let's go. Let's go. Jax seems wired. Jax seems like he's got a lot of sugar-free Red Bull in this scene. Lala arrives. They're like, hey, Sporty Spice. And Lala's like, I thought it was Scary Spice. And then, anyways, Jax is out back and goes, let's pump up the jams. Let's get this show going. You got any White Snake? You got any early poison? Let's play some jams. And Brock's like, let's take our pants off and jump in the pool and do weird things with our wieners and put our buttholes up against the suction. Inside, Katie's like, earlier this week, Allie and I had some dinner and she was telling me like how it's been going with Hippie and the cats and how she feels like she's made some sacrifices. We flash back to that where Allie's talking about the wedding, going to Ohio in a few weeks. And she's like, and now Harry, his brother is out of town. And it's like, oh, well, I can't go to Ohio now. I'm like, what? Katie continues, he only wants Harry to watch the dog, but now Harry's busy during that time, you know? James walks in the room and Lola goes, we're talking about you. Oh. And Katie's like, well, kind of. What's up? Why are you talking? And Katie's like, well, when Allie, she mentioned to me this wedding coming up, really important, and she was really looking forward to you being there with her. Right. And my brother is out of town the same weekend, right? And Katie's like, are you open to someone else besides like Harry? And James is like, maybe next year, maybe. I mean, what happens when they go to the San Francisco trip? Is Hippie coming on the San Francisco trip? Is this a storyline that they're setting up where like they do let Hippie like go with somebody, then Hippie like mauls somebody? Anyways, James like, maybe Christmas, maybe. What do you want? I would rather just like stay home with him. And Lola's like, but Allie's suffering. Like, he's like, who's Allie? Who's Allie Bally? Who? He goes, she's like her partner to be there with her, and she comes to support you in everything. Everything you do, right? She's taken on this dog and that she did not sign up for. And Katie's like, it's just 4 days. And they show Hippie in the room going like, get the fuck out of here. I'll take care of myself. Leave me a can of Alpo. I'm good. And James is like, you know, I'm going to have an anxiety attack when I leave on the plane, when I get to the hotel, when I'm trying to shower, when I'm trying to shave my balls. Ariana's like, trust me, we all with our animals. James is like, what if it eats chicken satay sticks and eats 500 laxative pills? Katie's like, we all have animals. I also was married to Schwartz. We know how it feels, but we don't understand that. I don't want this to become contentious between you and Allie. You guys, if he's a fur baby and anyone takes that fucking term actually seriously, so if you two got babies, how many fucking nannies did you go through? So I don't want anyone fucking doing that to him. So I don't trust anybody. And Ariana's like, we understand. I feel like he's almost scared that Rachel is going to like kidnap him, dog nap him. James is like, and they brought him back, and I'm never gonna let him. Oh, I'm crying again. And Ariana's like, James, we're not saying, and I'm never letting anyone keep us apart ever again, not without my daughter. And Ariana's like, it's okay. And James is like crying, and they're talking about it. He's like, no one else understands how deep it goes with me and her Hippie. He saved my ass in Vietnam. Seriously. No, he's like, I love him so much, okay? Our souls are literally conjoined. They're going to make a weird horror movie about us one day. I just want to baby him and take care of him. Katie's like, we're talking about 4 days, dude. Dude, those 4 days are like hell to me. You don't understand like I do. And Lala's like, I don't understand dropping my baby off with some random woman. Yeah, but I don't understand. And Lala's like, please do not ever compare it to me finding childcare, you buffoon. Oh, you guys are making me upset. And Lala mocks, you guys are making me upset. Lala continues in a talking head. It's very clear in the relationship James comes first and Allie comes second. You cannot allow the man to ever come first. Okay. This is what's so funny. Like, Lala says this with her whole chest, but this whole show, like, why would you trust anything any of these people say? That's what I was thinking when I was watching. Like, why would you ever take advice from Lala? Why would you ever take advice from Sandoval? Why would you ever take advice from DJ James Kennedy? Why would you ever, Lala doesn't know. I agree with elements of this. Like, sure, but it's not like Lala's in like a stable relationship right now. Like, it's not like, well, the proof's in the pudding. Like, no. Why do we always just listen to people that speak strongly? You know? Jax is like, I'm going to have a drink. Speaking of speaking strongly, I'm going to have a drink. I'm a father. Got a babysitter. Wife said it's okay. I'm going to fucking drink. He keeps using the wife joke. And Brock's like, wait, you're a father? This boy is having boy jokes. Sheena's like, every time Jax tells you he's a father, take a drink. And Ariana's like, oh, we're going to be fucked up. And Brock's like, let's get crazy. Like Prince said, let's party like it's 1999. A plane flies overhead. And Jax is like, what is the goddamn? This is the flight pattern. He's getting paranoid now from all the sugar-free Red Bull. James is Schwartz and Katie's like, did you tell Jax yet? You didn't talk to Jax about that shit? Jax came over to my house, Katie, like the other day and was like talking shit about Katie. Did you hear about that? He's not happy with you. And Katie in the talking head goes, there were rumors about Jax cheating on Brittany online that thousands of people saw. Flashback to 1 month earlier, Sheena going, look at Jax and Brittany. They got married and had a baby. And Katie's like, still stories about him running around town. Katie continues in the talking head, and now Jax is blaming me for the rumors being out there in the world. The man doesn't know how the internet works. And Schwartz is like, Jax, what? And Katie's like, what are you on about, man? And Jax is like, what are you on about, woman? Because I took a picture with a female? Like, this is how Jax, like, this is wild. This was like, and if you freeze certain frames, like Jax just looks red-faced and angry. And I guess, yeah, it sucks to be talking shit about, but at the same time, anyways, Katie's like, I wish Katie was like, Lori PK. No, Katie goes, like the internet talks about you. And Jax is like, so the internet talks about you too. They don't like your hair, Katie. No, Jax is like mocking her and goes, I'm glad too. So cool. Awesome. And James is like, why are you getting so angry right now? I'm not angry, brother, but you do that to my family? Why don't you talk to Brittany? Why don't you talk to her? And Katie's like, because I don't like you. And Jax is like, I don't like you either, Maloney. That's fine. And then Jax is like, I love you. No. Katie's like, great. And that's why, Jax. And Katie in the talking goes, Jax has always been completely unhinged. Flashback to 2014. Jax to Kristen going, listen, I'd love nothing more than for Tom to fucking rail a girl right in front of her. Ugh. Kristen makes a disgusted face. Katie continues at a talking head. This is why I don't fuck with him. I mean, I feel bad about Brittany, but like your husband is a disgusting pig. And what's so funny is that the valley is happening and we know what's happening. It's not funny. It's really tragic what's happening in that relationship right now. So you're like, oh, dude, like, and all the shit that's potential. It's bad news. And once again, Katie's proven right. Ariana goes, Brittany would never be like, yeah, I love that Jax was just yelling at Katie. And Lala goes, no, she would have intervened. And Katie's like, this is why it put a strain on our friendship because that man I don't like. In the after show, they also talk a little bit more about this in terms of Jax and Brittany canceling for Stassi's and Beau's wedding, like the day of, like the morning they were supposed to leave. And she's like, that just kind of took it over the edge because even that story to this day sounds a little hazy for me. It sounds like another kind of a little bit of a Jax lie, a big, tall Jax tale, if you will. Schwartz says to Ariana, goes, hey, while they're fighting, come here. I promise 5 minutes really quick. And Ariana's like, okay. And they walk away from others and sit. And Schwartz is like, I want to address something. And this would have been a great time of like, I did know about Rachel and Joe did as well. And we're all super sorry. No, he goes, I know that we're fine, which is a big deal for me. Did I miss the scene where they said they were fine? Like, I think I felt like I missed that or something. Anyways, Ariana's like, but kudos to Ariana for like, yeah, see, Ariana gets over things. Schwartz is like, Tom, we were speaking in hypothetical. Ariana's like, Jax brought this up earlier to me, and he promised he wouldn't say anything. And Ariana laughs. I mean, I know better. And Ariana's like, you living in my house? Yeah, I'm saying I'm not going to do it. Well, I can't afford it. Because after Tom refinances, it's a huge loan. It's like 10%. Ariana's like, that's like 20,000, 22,000. Ariana can't believe it. In a talking head, she goes, this is probably hands down the most expensive bromance in history. Cha-ching! Schwartz is like, would you hate me if I did move in there? And Ariana shakes her head and goes, no. Can I borrow some money? Schwartz is like, okay, that's a complete opposite reaction than I thought you would give. Because we're almost told that women will have negative reactions and then you actually don't. I feel like my head's on fire. Ariana goes, well, here's the reason. And Schwartz is like, I thought you were going to strike down upon me with great vengeance and the rest of the Samuel L. Jackson monologue from Pulp Fiction. Ariana goes, once I'm out of there, someone's going to have to pay the mortgage. At this moment, Sandoval walks into the backyard like, what's up, Hozers? What's going on? I brought Kyle Chan with me, dude. It's a whiskey tasting next week. They're going to bring statues. Sandoval's like, what's up, James? James is like, it's a late party tonight. And Sam's like, what up, hippie? hi there. Hippie's like cowering in fear. And James like, oh my God, it's your first time here, Kyle-chan? And Kyle's like, yeah, check it out, man. Sandoval says alone to him, this was the darkest line of the whole show. He goes, if I ever talk to your mom again, if I ever talk to your mommy again, I'll tell her you said hi. Howdy. Hey, if I ever talk to your mommy again, I'll tell her you said hi. Oh, I'm joking, dude. I'm not gonna talk. No. But what a shitty thing to say. Like, if I ever talk to your mommy again, I'll tell her you said hi. What a dark fucking line, especially when you know a camera's on you. Anyway, Sheena's like, we have to go soon. Our baby has a bedtime and I would like to put her down. Brock's like floating in a pool, living his life. He's like, hey, I've got to recharge my man battery. If she has a babysitter, we can have some fun times together, please. And she's like, we had fun today, honey. I said I would like to, okay? And Brock looks at his, he's like, come on. No, Sheena, please. I'm in a pool floaty, please. Sheena's like, would you like a piece of pizza? And Brock's like, no, I'm good. I'm cutting back on carbs. Sandoval to Jax like, what's up, dude? Good to see you, dude. What's up, Jax? Brock is stewing about what Sheena said. And Lala's like, what's wrong, sheesh? And Sheena's like, bedtime. Kids got bedtime. And Brock hears her and yells, that's not my problem. My problem is you don't want to let our nanny put our kid down when she's perfectly capable of doing it. Everybody stops to listen. And Sheena's like, it's not that. It's that I want to read her the Halloween books. I want to have those moments with her. So if I'm home by 9 o'clock to put my kid down, I would like to. Hell yeah, Sheena. This is like, fuck yeah, man. Yes, perfect. And Brock, I know you stay home all the day and you feel like you don't get your fun time, but dude, Sheena is like, no, fuck yeah, Sheena. Ariana's like, I'm just going to go check on Sheena. And Schwartz is like, yeah. Anyways, think about that loan. Sandoval moves over to Lala Sheena and he goes, so you guys come here often? You ever think about Burning Man? Sheena's like, kind of, actually. And Lala just stares at him. Ariana starts to go to Sheena and sees Sandoval standing there and she turns back and she goes, or not. And Sheena goes, I can't wait for San Francisco. And Kyle's like, I'm excited too. And she's like, I'm doing 2 songs, right? We want to do both. Yeah. Good as gold. Apples, 27. Yeah. And Kyle's like, yeah, 2 songs. So I'm going to come by tomorrow with the band, like kind of, and Kyle's like, so we can go over everything. And she's like, have you heard my new song? And Sandoval's like, yeah, dude, I heard it. It's been a lot, you know. It's not really about the song necessarily from you specifically. It's been a lot. And she's like, that I can understand. I was coming at that from what you two did to Ariana. It fucked me up. I like her explaining the creative process in more ways than one. The friendship, the restraining order. And yeah, did I decide to, if you want to call it, capitalize on it? And Sam was like, it was almost like you were 100 times more reactive than like Ariana was. Ariana, I can't get her to react to save my life. She was like, do you want to know why I was? That's because all you had to do, and Sam was like, all you had to do was not do that. And she's like, all you had to do was keep your mouth shut. Sheena almost making a fist, but she can't close it because of the nails. And flashback to the reunion 5 months earlier where Sandra was like, she goes, I just punched that bitch in the face and I threw her phone in the street. And Ariana's like, no, she did not say that. And she's like, stop, Sandoval, keep your fucking mouth shut. Stop. Did I already say this on the show that I hope at the reunion we have a Joe trailer cam like Scheana had when Rachel was out on stage during the reunion? If you just had Joe, my gosh, Joseph watching the reunion from the trailer cam, you know, eating sun chips. Santa's like, okay, Scheana, I need you to understand something. You are not involved in this. You did not get cheated on. She did not fuck Brock. Like, do you know what I mean, dude? She's like, she filed a motherfucking restraining order. But why, dude? Why are you acting like you're the biggest victim in this whole scenario? I'm not. You keep on keeping on, dude. Lala in another corner of the yard goes, so many male voices being raised tonight. This is like, I also didn't get why Lala wasn't like front and center on this. Like, dude, Sheesh is your like BFF. You get in the mix. Like, where's your energy for this, Lala? Like, you know, Sandoval's like coming down on her like an angry male. Like, where are you? You're like, so many male voices. Go in, girl. Go in. Ariana's like, I know there's a lot of male yelling and it makes me uncomfortable. Like, Ariana goes over in a second. Brock gets out of the pool dress and Sheena's side. He's like, what's going on? And Sandoval's like, the point that I'm trying to say, Scheana, what you have done is like, if I step on Kyle's shoes and then he burns my house down. That's a great example. That's a really solid example. Brock it's loud. This, you wrote a song, you're singing about Schwartz's mom and fucking Raquel in the song. And Sandoval yells, this is ridiculous, dude. It's not even remotely close. You guys are acting more entitled to talk about events in my life than me. And Brock interrupts, we don't care about that. We don't care about that. Sandoval's like, you inserted yourself into the situation. And Sheena's like, it's called friendship. Katie, Ariana, Lala are all listening and watching. Ariana's like, I'm really worried about Scheana. And Sheena's like, do you know that I have fucked up thoughts about Brock and Lala, one of my best friends, because, oh my God, can one of my best friends do that to me? Because they did it to her. And Sam was like, why is that my fault? And she's like, I think that shit now. And James like, that's true. I think that shit too. I think that shit. And Sheena furious and crying, you did that. And Sandoval just stares. And I can't tell if he's like, make me a bird so I can fly far, far away, or if he's like staring, realizing that he actually did do this to this friend group. Sheena goes, I would now like to go home and put my kid down. And Brock's like, ah, shit. Sandoval's like, you've been the other woman in a fucking relationship, Sheena. And Sheena spins around in a fury. Don't fuck with Sheena, dude. And Sandoval, she gets in Sandoval's face and screams, fuck you, Tom, fuck you. And Sandoval's like, you have though, dude. And Lala goes, hell no. And little Lala's like, let me at him. Sheena's like, I was fucking 21 years old in 2006. And Sandoval's like, you still did it, dude. No take backs. And Sandoval's like, and Brock now has his hand on Sandoval's shoulder, backing him up. He's like, she was in her 20s, bro. You're in your 40s. Stop. Sheena's pointing his finger and screaming and crying, fuck you, Tom, fuck you. You still did it, Sheena. And then Lala watches and like, this is where I go insane. Ariana is in shock with what's happening. Katie's like, he's such a gross person. This is what I'm saying. Sandoval just can't fucking help himself. He gets so many opportunities. He's still in this fucking mood. He's neat, like this. Sheena goes, Allie, I'm sorry for yelling in your house. And she flits down the driveway. And then I thought it would be great if she pissed in the bushes like DJ James Kennedy did earlier this season at Tom's. Also, it would be great if during this, like, Sandoval's like, you did this in your 20s, dude. And then all of a sudden, like, one of the planes crashes that, like, the flight path because they're watching Sandoval cry. Ariana gets up. I don't want her to leave like that. Brock's like, she was 20. We just want you to go. Listen, you know what? I'm not young. I got to figure this out. Like he's telling this to Sandoval. And Sandoval's just sitting there with a smug look on his face. Allie's with Sheena by her car. And Allie's like, I love you. Everyone loves you. Ariana grabs Sheena and hugs her tight. He's fucking trash, honey. I love you so much. This is what does, like, I wish I could talk to Sheena again about that moment. Because it's like, dude, once again, Ariana's there for you. Going like, not like I told you so. Just saying like, yeah, he's trash. I love you. Don't worry about it. Like, to me, that's another sign of a good friend. James is like, you're bringing up the bullshit past again, Sandoval. And Sandoval's like, aren't you bringing up the past when you're bringing up that thong? And Brock's like, she's a grown-up woman now, bro. And Sandoval's like, isn't that the past? Isn't that 6 months ago? Aren't we trying to move on from this? All because of some silly songs, dude. We're not getting to the main issue. We're still like, we're just dancing around things all season. And Sheena's like, oh my God. And she gets in the car next time on Vanderpump Rules. Ariana's like, you excited to go to San Francisco? And Daniel, her boyfriend's like, yeah. And Ariana's like, Sheena seems pretty convinced he's going to try to come up and shake your hand. And Daniel's like, yeah, I'm good on that. Sandoval's boarding the plane and looks like he's going to approach Daniel. What's up, dude? I like your ponytail. Everyone's on the boat in San Francisco Bay. James is like, San Francisco, baby. Guys' night. Schwartz is like, did you meet Daniel? And Sandoval's like, I'll probably give him the lowdown like Ariana did to T. Like, remember when Ariana came up to that 23-year-old girl that Sandoval was hitting on? Yeah, Sandoval, give him the lowdown. Hey, dude, I've had to clean Ariana's ass. Hey, Daniel, what's your feelings on pins and batteries? Don't expect them in this relationship. You know what I'm saying, brother? Schwartz is like, I know we're divorced, Katie, but I was thinking maybe one last time. Tonight, me and you, one night stand where I put a bunch of candy on the bed and then I talk big and I just pass out. Anyway, Schwartz is like, anyways, that's the end, folks. Oh my God, it's my birthday. I have spent the first part of my birthday with you guys. Did you have fun? Did we have a good time today? Also, I want to, Kea from Bravo While Black, the podcast, which you should check out. Her and Aaron are amazing. Sorry, my voice is starting to go. So she wrote, and this is genius. You know how I was saying that I thought next, this should be the season finale. Kea wrote, goes, hey, did you notice how the Vanderpump Rules next time on Vanderpump Rules, Lisa Vanderpump announcement felt like it was edited? She's like, I'm listening to it and it was supposed to say next time on the VPR season finale, but instead it says a very weird next time on VPR. And my caption said, quote, so they literally either dubbed over it or edited it. Ain't that something? And I was like, oh my God. And she's like, I don't know for sure, but like, she's like, that would make a lot of sense. That was supposed to be the season finale, but they must have like been able to hodgepodge another episode out of it. So I got to go back and watch that. But it looks like potentially Kaya says that it's like next time on the closed captioning said and it was going to be on the season finale, but then they re-edited it and it says next time on VPR. Yeah, I realize it. We're sad people. We've paid way too much attention to the show, but just that's what happens, man. We're just grown-ups doing our thing. Anyways, you guys, what a week it's been. Yeah, that's it. Thank you to Juliana Croza for the notes. I hope we all had some laughs today. I don't usually like my birthdays. Hopefully today is good. I'm so happy my dad's here. I hope it's going to be a good day. I hope you guys just thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. All that stuff. Yeah, tough year. I'm glad it'll be a new year. It's like a birthday. It's like a new start to I never make sense. Anyways, thanks guys. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.